What's up, everyone? It's your host, Ghost, coming to you live with another wonderful video. Oh, sorry, I'm really tired, as usual. Oh, I only got like 3 hours of sleep last night, so it's okay though. I got my delicious coffee. Anyways, oh man, sorry. Anyways, so all right, sorry, I just gotta finish setting up some shit. Um, so like I said, what we're gonna talk about today is the Tate brothers lawyer speaking out on Fresh and Fit. This is their U.S. attorney who is representing them in the lawsuit against the main accuser, Emma something or another. So, yeah. They also got their official complaint document. We'll maybe take a look at that after the interview, or I don't know. I'll probably be looking at it during the video, figuring out what I want to showcase or whatever. But yeah, that's the plan for today. I'm also going to ensure that the description I'm putting it in the description, the official complaint, so everyone can check that out. There we go. So, but yeah, the complaint. For those who don't know, the complaint is what you call the lawsuit, basically what their lawsuit is called, legal terms and all that wonderful shit. But yeah, be sure to check this part out, especially official complaint. I mean, it's really long, but it will, it should have some valuable information. I'm not a lawyer, so I don't know, but it is what it is. All right. Oh, sorry. Like I said, I'm tired. Yeah. Again, this the lawyer we're going to be watching on the Fresh and Fit podcast. It's the lawyer for their lawsuit here in Florida against the main accuser, really, I guess, for their case. It's kind of wild when you listen to some of the shit that this chick has done. Her name's Emma Gabby, and they've also looked like sued some family members of hers and some other people. Excuse me. It's a defamation lawsuit. Yeah, I mean, I don't really know what else to say other than let's just get into this thing. Oh wait, hold on. There we go. Before we get into it, I'm gonna do this promo first, so I don't have to cut into it. I'm an affiliate of Coffee Brand Coffee. If you like some good coffee, that's roasted to order, meaning it's not roasted until you order it. Make sure you check out Coffee Brand Coffee. They have a variety of types of coffee. They got light to dark classics, double caffeinated bourbon. My personal favorite is French toast coffee. They also have teas, the classics, oolong, chamomile, etc. But they also have apple pie and biscotti. And if you don't like coffee or tea, they do have hot chocolate. They have a velvet chocolate, caramel, and marshmallow. I haven't tried their chocolate I haven't tried their hot chocolate yet, but I'm sure if it's as good as their coffee, it's going to be quite delicious. Yeah, apparently they're in some hot water, or at least the quartering is who owns the company or whatever. I don't know anything about that. I just know the coffee's good. I drink it all the time, and it's by far the best coffee I've had in a while. Oh, excuse me. Yeah. Yeah. Anyways, I don't know anything about any hot water going on. I just remember scrolling and seeing it on like the coordinates Twitter tweeting or Xing, whatever it's called now. So I don't know anything about it, but I know the coffee's good, and you should definitely check it out. If you do check it out, I have a referral link with Coffee Brand Coffee, so go ahead and use that right there. And then there's also a coupon code Ghost you can use. The referral link and the code, they both will give you 5% off on an order, but you can subscribe to the Coffee Brand Coffee has a subscription service for, you can choose when you get your coffee delivered and whatnot and all that wonderfulness. That gives you 10%. And if you do the subscription, you can't get the additional 5%. But, if you just want to do a one-off, then you can use these coupon codes or referral link. And even if you do the subscription, please use my referral link. That way I get credit for it. All right. So that being said, let's get into this. Cut that away. And yeah, let's get into it. Let's see what this guy has to say. Pay attention because it's some very interesting stuff. I'll probably be looking at this complaint while I listen to this, and I might stop it and share a few points here and there, or opinions, I guess.
My name is Joe McBride. I'm an attorney
Here we
from
go.
New York. I represent Andrew and Tristan Tate amongst some other people. And, we're in this battle. We're in this battle against cancellation. We're in this battle against misinformation, true misinformation, and fighting on the forefront of what it means to be a man. And can you be a man in this world and not be persecuted for it and not go to jail for it? Freedom of speech is at issue in my practice, and really the future of what it means to be a strong man in this country and around the world. And when you think about that, two people come to mind. That's Andrew and Tristan Tate.
Well said.
Absolutely. Um, can you tell the audience your training, your background, experience, education?
Sure. So I went to Benjamin Cardozo School of Law in New York City. I was there for a few years. I was an intern at the Innocence Project while I was there. I worked for Barry Scheck. He was one of O.J. Simpson's lawyers on the Dream Team.
Okay.
Innocence Project is known for, if you've ever heard of a man who's gone to jail, generally men, incorrectly, and then been exonerated later on through DNA evidence.
Yep.
That's the Innocence Project. After that, I was at the Criminal Defense Clinic over there for a year with the Legal Aid Society, and then I went on to be a public defender. Prior to that, I was at John Jay College of Criminal Justice in Hell's Kitchen in Manhattan. I went to undergrad there, did my work there.
Nice. So a lot of litigation experience.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, being a defense attorney. So now, do you handle civil, criminal, everything?
Yeah, civil, criminal, First Amendment issues, people who are on the forefront of cancellation. My background is in criminal, right? And it just kind of welded together from there. It's a weird thing when you think about it, but 20 years ago, free speech was not criminalized, but it is a part of criminal law now. And
Wow.
I take it very seriously.
So the question is there actually free speech still, or is that really a thing or no?
Well, we are in either the greatest defense of free speech of all time, or in the era where it's dying. Fine gentlemen like you who are on this podcast on a regular basis, speaking your mind, not caring what the establishment thinks. People like Andrew and Tristan, politicians like Donald Trump, right there. So we say divisive things, we speak our mind, and everybody's being persecuted for it. And we have to defend it. We have to defend it no matter what. Without it, free democracy, free corporations, free trade, free anything cannot exist.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's why, platforms like Rumble are so important, man. Because I mean, big tech definitely censors content, right? We're on YouTube and Rumble, but guys, you got to support Rumble.
Just so you know, we met in a
Hey, I'm gonna hit the speed at 1.5. You can still hear it fairly clearly, but this way I won't be like taking 2 hours because it's an hour and 34 minutes. Cut that down, roughly 2 hours to do this thing. So
there.
Yeah, man.
So
So obviously, the Tates have been, the victims of what it looks like to me like a hit job, right? Maybe I might be a little biased from being their friends and knowing them personally, and then seeing these, charges come out of nowhere, and I'm like, this doesn't make sense. I've spent a good amount of time with these guys. They're not human traffickers. They're not rapists. Like, this doesn't make sense. Like, are they being targeted, and why?
They are 100% being targeted. There's no question about it. There are a multitude of reasons for why they're being targeted. None more easier to ascertain than what they're saying, what their message is. When you have an entire corporate structure, an entire public partnership between the world governments and world banks and corporations that are trying to emasculate men, to neuter young men, to change the genders of people at a very young age, to take fathers out of the home, to remove traditional values of any kind, that is a fact, right? And then when you look at Andrew and Tristan and their ability to put out a message on Twitter, on Rumble, on TikTok, whatever it's going to be, and get 10 million men, 10 million young boys who may have not have changed their lives, and get those guys to jump up and go to the gym and say, hey, I can be somebody, and maybe I am being programmed, and maybe I should question things, and maybe it is okay to be a man. Well, wait a second, it is okay to be a man. Men are good, men are awesome, men are powerful. There's a lot of good things in the world that happen because of men. I'm going to stand up and be the best man that I can be. That kind of power is crucial in the day that we live in, and that kind of power is a threat to the establishment that Andrew refers to as the Matrix. And this is why they're being attacked. They're being attacked not because of what they've done, it's because of who they are and what they say.
influence.
Yeah, and I think their influence is something that they really fear. If you can get a bunch of men to, you can galvanate them to become better versions of themselves, they're not going to tolerate disrespect and BS and a bunch of people that don't necessarily appreciate them. So
Even elections, he says, hey man, I'm voting for this person. You can sway whole election, so they're scared of that too.
Yeah.
Of course, it's true influence, true power.
so how'd you end up meeting them and getting on the team,
So,
or leading the team in this case?
it's you got to go into the backstory a little bit.
Yeah.
I became a lawyer for very personal reasons. My brother was wrongfully convicted in 2005 of a crime that he absolutely did not commit.
Wow.
I was like club promoting it in the mixed martial arts world at the time, and when I watched my mom and dad, their hearts just break. My brother go to jail. It affected how to my family. I said I had to do something. So I got into the fight to try to free my brother from jail. My brother did 10 years, 5 of those years in the box. And
What crime did they charge him with?
he was accused of hurting a child that he absolutely did not hurt.
Oh wow.
This is my adopted brother, born addicted to heroin and alcohol. Really never dated much. He had a girlfriend who had a kid. She was abusing the kid. She got caught. The cop said, testify against her in your walk. My brother's a paranoid schizophrenic. He did not have the right lawyer. He did not have the right medical attention. He did not want to testify. The cops got mad at him, threatened him with 125 years of incarceration, and said, or you can take this deal for 15 years. He goes, oh, that sounds good. And off he went. And it was a horrible day. And I decided to become a lawyer. It took me 10 years. And I was not able to help my brother in any meaningful capacity, but I committed my life towards fighting for people who were persecuted or prosecuted by governments, wrongfully accused, wrongfully convicted, so on and so forth. After January 6th happened at the Capitol, I started representing those people. I said, these are the people who are being targeted. I'm going to represent these people because I do not like the way that the government is going after them for their political beliefs.
Yeah.
It's not so much about.
This guy has a very interesting career and everything like that. When I was listening to this, my question always came to: is this guy looking to try a case or try a cause? It's something that's kind of not really a famous saying, but it's something to think about during some. During this, just because I always think about that after the Rittenhouse case, and how Rittenhouse was had a couple lawyers and they seemed more intent on trying a cause than trying a case. When he's talking about the J6 stuff and everything like that, it's I don't know this lawyer personally. I don't know anything about him or his work for the J6 stuff, but I just remember when I was listening to this for the first time was, I was just wondering, is this guy looking to try a case or try a cause? And, again, this lawyer is only doing the lawsuit, but this lawsuit can be very important when it comes to the truth. We saw that in Johnny Depp. If this lawsuit gets, is a public one, which very well may be because it's in Florida, but if this lawsuit is, a public one, this could have the same effect that Johnny Depp's trial did with Amber Heard. And I think that's very important, but it requires an attorney that, is looking to try a case and not a cause. And again, I don't know anything about this, about this guy, but I just remembered when I was listening to this, I kept thinking that. So it sounds like he's all for causes, but does he try cases or does he try causes? That was just my thought. Again, I don't have anything against this dude. I liked his interview and everything, but it was just something I thought about when I was listening to him. All right, let's get back into it.
About what they did, they're being persecuted for who they believe in and who they voted for, right? Some of these people showed up, and even if you punched a cop, right? Who goes to jail for 20 years for punching a cop? If you pulled a fence, the guy just got 18 years the other day for pulling a fence. Enrique Tarrio didn't even go to the Capitol. He got 22 years, a guy from Miami, right? So, 22 years just happened this week. I said, I have to stand up for these guys. I have to do something. And in the beginning, nobody would go on TV. Nobody would talk about this stuff. So I said, well, I'm going to go. I'm going to talk. Put me in, coach. Send me. And I made a name for myself. I got some good results. I went from being a regional lawyer to sort of a national lawyer. Some people in my world and Tate's world knew each other, and they said, "Hey, what about this guy? Check him out." They looked at me and said, "Sounds good." We met up, and the rest is history. It was.
You went to Romania, right?
Yeah, I went to Romania. I went to Tucker Carlson. I put that whole interview together.
Oh, nice.
What was your first impression of Andrew and Tristan when you met them for the first time?
They honestly they were exact. So one thing about Andrew and Tristan, as you guys know, they are who they are in person and online. And I recognize that immediately. Real recognizes real. So I could tell by the way I interacted with them, by the way I shook their hands, that they were the same people 24/7, 365, and I respect that a lot. I also was happy to be there and happy to help them. These are two guys who are good guys. They're philanthropists. They don't get enough credit for all the good work that they do in the world. They're outspoken. They have a lot of friends. They have a lot of enemies. But there was nobody sort of stepping into the gap saying, hey, I'm willing to take on this case, stand up in front of the world and say, you can't do this. What's happening to them is wrong, and to fight for them in a meaningful way. So I was honored to be there. I was happy to be there. And it's not very often that a man has a chance to show up for two warriors. These are world champion kickboxers, warriors online, chess warriors, the whole nine. These are brilliant, brilliant guys who are unable to defend themselves in the court of law. They can defend themselves great in the court of public opinion, but they needed somebody in the court of law to jump in to help them. And I was happy and honored that I was able to do it.
Yeah, because it's crazy. People that meet Andrew, Tristan, they know how they are as people, but a clip people see out of context, they make a lot of jokes, but they take it serious. So it's kind of like unless you meet them in person, you kind of have the idea of them, but you met them in person, so you know.
Yeah, I know for sure, for sure. And just great. Open their house to me. Open. Everybody that was there was treated the same. And he's surrounded by his day ones. They both are family and friends that they've been in forever. A very tight circle. Smart thing to do. One of the things that when you come up from nothing, you take the people with you, and you're very weary of outsiders. And they run a tight ship, and I appreciate that.
Yeah. Especially nowadays, you have to be careful. So before we get into the the general facts of the case and everything else like that, can you make, because people tend to think like, oh yeah, they're being prosecuted here in Romania, but wait, hold on, how does he have a U.S. lawyer? Wait, I've seen this this other lawyer, American lawyer that's in Romania. Like,
multiple.
Yeah, people are really confused as to what's going on, what's civil, what's criminal, what lawyer's defending what's going on. Can you kind of give some clarity to that?
Yeah, 100%. So because Andrew Tate is one of the most famous people in the world, and Tristan Tate as well, they have business interests and fans and things happening all over the world. As a consequence of that, they're being persecuted all over the world, right? So they have a criminal case in Romania where they've famously been accused of human trafficking. You have the public partnership between the UK government and the BBC and the media out there that are going after them in the UK and in Western Europe. We have the fact that they are American citizens. They have interest in the United States of America. We have an open civil case here where we're suing his accusers for defaming them and tortious interference of their business relationships. So you have all these people, all these lawyers across the world, all these investigators across the world, helping us exonerate them in different forms and in different capacities. I am one of the lawyers. I am the public face. I am the point of intersection for a lot of the legal teams, strategies, and PR people that talk to each other. But it's a good thing when you have enough resources to be able to put together a world-class team to go to battle for you in what is no doubt a world-class fight.
Because I can imagine you being the face of this case, you get a lot of pressure too.
Of course.
I mean,
yeah, but I'm used to it. Defending people, love them or hate them. I won't out them, but I have clients in Trump world who a lot of people, can't stand for one. Some people love, some people hate. January 6th related litigation, I started getting some of these guys out of jail. I actually had an attempt in my life.
Oh, wow.
In the April 5th of 2022, you name it, it's happened online. People have made threats, this, that. I grew up in Brooklyn.
You're used to it.
From the street. I'm used to it. What I'm doing is more important. This is a mission for me. It's a vocation. I believe that it's part calling, it's part God, it's part patriotism, it's part everything. So I'm happy that this is resting on my shoulders because I'm not going to relent in the pursuit of justice for Andrew and Tristan.
Wow.
Yeah. No, man, absolutely. So what is the main distinction between the U.S. case versus the Romanian case?
Oh, hold on. I'm not sure what happened there.
Case is a Romanian criminal case. They've been accused of a few different things in the Romanian court of law, and they have to prove their innocence according to the rules in a Romanian court. They have a very good legal team out there, which I work with and consult with on a regular basis. But that is a Romanian criminal case under Romanian law. In the United States, in Florida, we have sued one of the women and some of the people who were involved in the Romanian case. So let me explain. There's this woman named Emma, and she's from Florida. And she went to Romania after basically soliciting Tristan to go there and to start life over for whatever reason. She gets to Romania and she's there for a total of 6 days. 6 days. And in that time, she figures out that she's not going to be the end-all be-all over there. She starts trouble over there.
Jealous of the other women that are there, etc.
Insanely jealous. And then accuses them of human trafficking. And gets the embassy involved. And this big thing explodes. And there's a...
Look, yeah, I just want to say, like, I'm reading through the complaint right now while this is playing. I'll probably maybe bring it up to show you guys and everything like that, like various sections that I find interesting. But yeah, this chick is fucking crazy. She is, I don't really know how to describe it, but she is just absolutely insane. She's crazy, and this, like, you're gonna find out that this isn't her first time doing stuff like this, but she's done like a lot, just as bad, maybe worse, depending. Anyways, let's continue.
Question of, was she sent there? Was she groomed and prepared? Did she target Tristan?
I don't think that at all. I don't think at all she was sent there or groomed to do this or anything like that. From what I'm reading and what he says later on in the video, I don't think this was, let's, target this person. I think she just, just hops from, she just was progressing to, more higher and higher status guy. And unfortunately, the Tates got caught up in it. I don't think she was sent there purposely. I think this was just a convenient thing that ended up happening for, the people that, the media and whatnot, trying to destroy the Tate brothers and all that.
And to infiltrate that group over there in order to bring them down to cause them trouble? Or is this just a woman who's got a bad history of doing things and
Let's pull up the lawsuit real fast, just so we can show the audience.
just does what she does, right? So
we can see here. So we got here in the circuit court of the 15th Judicial Circuit in and for Palm Beach County, Florida, Civil Division. Tristan and Andrew are the plaintiffs, and then you got here Emma Gabby.
Yeah. So Emma Gabby, Mana Tabra Gabby, William Gabby, Alona Utilna, and Matthew Martelli are the defendants. Yeah, I mean, Emma Gabby's the main one, and then the two others are her parents. Untila is the British chick, the Moldovan British chick, or whatever. That alongside also accused the Tate brothers of being traffickers, and then I think Martelli is Emma's boyfriend that she was dating at the time when she went over to Romania. I'm not sure how a U.S. thing could file a criminal lawsuit against an individual in a different country. I don't know how that works, but I don't know. Let's continue.
Individual Mana Tabara Gabby, William Gabby, Alionia and Untila,
Right.
And Matthew Martelli. Just so you guys know, Emma Gabby is the main chick that he's referring to right now, and then Aliona is I think she's from Moldova, but she lives in England. She's I think she's a dancer, exotic dancer, and she was the one that made the accusation against
Stripper.
him, if I'm correct there.
she's one of them, yes.
Yeah, she's one of them. So, and then I guess other people are Gabby's family members, judging from the last names.
Right.
Okay.
And we've seen, behind the scenes, of course, and on live, their chats between each other, talking about this whole debacle.
Yeah.
It's crazy because they knew what they were doing from the very beginning.
Exactly.
They certainly knew what
You
they
close it.
they were doing. So what's relevant about the American case is that Florida has very strong defamation laws. And if you publish a defamatory statement to the public where it's going to hurt somebody's interest, it's going to hurt their reputation, it's going to defame them, it's going to slander them, it's going to cause them all types of problems. If you know it's false, and if you publish it, and it actually has an effect on somebody's life, you have a case, right? I'm summarizing and putting together a whole bunch of law in one little pot, just for a moment.
Yeah.
She lied in Romania. She sent text messages to people who are in Florida, mother, friends, so on and so forth, saying that I'm being held against my will, this is going on, that is going on. It was all lies. Those people then took it and republished it to other people in their life, which ended up in having Andrew and Tristan arrested in Romania on these charges. It is illegal to defame somebody, and there is no greater impact that you can have on somebody's life than the deprivation of their freedom. This woman's false allegations against Andrew and Tristan in the United States wound up having them incarcerated in Romania, which not only took away their freedom, it took away their ability to operate as businessmen, it took away their ability to be fathers to their children, brothers and friends to the people who depend on them, so on and so forth. That is a very serious thing. She is the but-for causation. Without her, none of this ever happens. So
did she pretty much get the other girl and rope her into this and say, hey, we're going to do this. You need to help me. You need to make accusations against Andrew.
She did. Okay. She recruited one girl while she was there to sort of say that the situation wasn't up to par in Romania. It was all lies. The Romanian government interviewed a bunch of different people in the case, and two of the girls that they used as witnesses against Andrew and Tristan actually said, hey, Andrew and Tristan are great. They have subsequently went out to make videos. These are they're stand-up guys. They would never rape. We were free to go. We were free to come as we please.
Hold on. So that chick, the chick he's talking about, or at least one of them, is hold on, where's her phone? Is Ismeen Penkov. She hung out with and partied with Untila and Gabby, and she's been on basically made a sworn statement saying that that the Tate while at the Tate residence, the three girls could leave and enter the Tate brothers' residence at any time without an issue. And the same at the second house. And there's been others that testified that Andrew and Tristan Tate are innocent of the human trafficking. The interesting thing is, and he'll probably get into this later in the video if I remember right, Ismena Penkov also has a psychology degree, a background in psychology, and the Romanian government kept saying that she was a victim of psychological manipulation, but she's like, no, I have a psychology degree, I know what it looks like, etc., etc., etc. And then another girl, Beatrice Enghill, also said she was a victim of the Romanian government's Emma Gabby and Aloni Utila. They both say basically they're a victim of these three things, Emma Gabby, Utila, and the Romanian government, because Romanian government's labeling them as victims, as is the two girls, to try and bolster their own case.
Paid us well. We love our lives over here. Why are you doing this to them?
Yeah. Why are you labeling us as victims? I know the two girls that made the videos.
That's right. Yeah. One of them even has a degree in psychology. And the Romanian
That's Penkov.
time said, well, we don't, you've been brainwashed, sweetheart. So you don't really know what you're saying. So we're just going to take this paternalistic approach to you and just say, we're going to speak to you for the time being. And she's like, I have a psych degree. I have not been brainwashed. What is happening is wrong. It is a lie. These men are innocent. You should take what I'm saying very seriously. But they didn't do that. Right. And we have this big chain of events that has happened since that time. But we dug down. Before we sued in Florida, we dug down on this woman and in the people in her life.
She got passed.
She got a pass.
Oh,
Yeah. But does she have a pass? She's got a body count.
Yeah, we did the whole facts on her,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah, she's got a body count. And you see a modus operandi. You see a long history of this person using sex as a means to lure men in. And then after she has sex with men, she revokes consent post facto and says, oh, yeah, remember what we did last month? Yeah, I was drunk. You did that to me. And that wasn't right. And you kind of raped me. But, if you buy me this or if you take me there, if you do this for me, well, I'll kind of make it go away. It's blackmail, It's extortion.
The highest level.
She's been doing it for like 10 years.
Yeah.
One guy is serving a sentence he should not be serving in jail. Another guy arguably killed himself due to his interactions with her.
Wow.
Another guy sued her already. His case is running concurrent to us in Palm Beach County. Sued her for all the same things that Andrew and
That guy there, that's Martin Fisher. They'll get into him a little bit later. But yeah, he was like one of her big guys. She filed, she filed a complaint against him. Well, not a complaint. She labeled false accusations against him as well, and everything like that. This chick's like fucking insane. She goes absolutely like whatever she uses the fact she's a chick, that she poor little female can't do anything wrong and all that stuff. So it's absolutely crazy what this chick does. She's gotten Fisher like arrested a couple hundred times too, which is insane. hold on, let me get down. She admitted being a pathological liar to him. This chick is ridiculous. Oh, okay. Here's something. Yeah, this is from the complaint. These are apparent text messages she sent from herself from M. Gabby to presumably M. Fisher, because in the complaint that's where it's detailed. M. Gabby says, "My cunt is craving abuse. I wish you were here to bite me. I wish I was gagged and tied like a fuck slut right now. Maybe you can leave a little pretty bruises on me. I love it when you gag me. Would a butt plug go off through a metal detector?" For context, Emma Gabby is asking M. Fisher if wearing her butt plug would set off the courthouse that she needed to go through in order to meet the district attorney who was prosecuting jailed John, based on Emma Gabby's allegations. So she gets off on the idea of prosecuting men. But we'll get into that in a little bit later. But that's like some of the shit she fucking texts Pete, guys.
Tristan was doing for. Oh, wow. And other people have come out since that time saying,
was that lawsuit up before you guys sued, or did he kind of file it around the same time?
Got filed a few days before we filed.
Oh, that's despicable, bro.
Yeah, that's wild.
Who does that?
Yeah.
What the hell?
It's bad. It's really bad. Andrew and Tristan could not be more innocent.
Yeah.
You don't have to like everything that they say. You can hate what they say.
Yeah.
But just because you hate what somebody says, that does not rise to the level of criminality.
Yeah.
And you shouldn't be deprived of your freedom or want to deprive somebody of their freedom simply because they have an opposing viewpoint on politics, religion, faith, gender, whatever it is. Turn the other cheek, start a podcast, write a book, challenge them to do a debate. Don't throw them in jail.
Yeah.
I have a query because I think people don't care because it's not them. But what if it's your brother, your father, your uncle that helps take care of your family, and someone accuses him falsely, which is a whole lie, and then he gets us away? What do you do for your family?
Here's the scary part too. We talked about this, and I've said it before. If this could happen to them, this could happen to anybody. And luckily, they have the resources and the ability to hire someone like Joe, right? An expert in this situation is able to properly defend them. But other people might not have the resources, right? Imagine you didn't have the money or the status or the ability to properly defend yourself. You'd be literally within a woman's like this clenches, and you'd be at her mercy.
That's right. That's right. And it's unfortunate because in any other, if Andrew and Tristan had different politics, if Andrew and Tristan had different beliefs, they would be celebrated. We're talking about two mixed race, half white, half black gentlemen who grew up in a home where their mom and dad did not live together. They grew up in the projects, in the ghetto, in Luton, in England. They've clawed and scraped and fought for everything that they have accomplished. In terms of cultural competency, people like to, if you look at just, let's take trap music or hip hop music and you look at the lyrics, right? Yeah. And you say, okay, we accept those lyrics because that's representative of a certain community, a certain demographic. Andrew and Tristan come from that community. Yeah. Andrew and Tristan come from that demographic. But you're criminalizing the same thing that Andrew and Tristan are saying because of their politics and because of their message of male empowerment. Yeah. They should be celebrated. You don't have to have a degree in rocket science to see that these are two men who had nothing, who became chess champions, kickboxing champions, and now sort of champions of social media influencing. That is a good thing that people should look to and aspire to be and aspire to beat, quite frankly. But we have a system that's trying to suppress them because of their message.
Yeah. Wow. So we talked a little bit about the primary accusers, right? We have the Emma Gabby, and then we have Alione, the other girl who pretty much was influenced heavily by Emma. So Emma's the ringleader here for this. Can we kind of go over, I guess, the backstory of how this all came to be? I didn't even know that she was only there for 6 days.
6 days.
Yeah. That's another girl was there for longer. Alione girl, and we know that she was.
Yeah, 6 days. It took her 6 days to do all this crap. It's kind of amazing. I thought it was over a long period of time too, but no, this is like 6 days. Boom, all this shit. Like, dude, it's fucking crazy.
Jogging every day and walking the dogs and going grocery shopping and everything else like that. So she didn't have an issue before until this chick showed up.
Right.
But yeah, I guess if we can go over,
Sure.
summarize it the best that you want to.
I can definitely walk you guys through in your listeners. But before I do that, I just want to make a brief sort of statement about the Romanian government and the system over there.
Please. Yeah.
Because Andrew and Tristan's fate is in their hands. And I actually think right now that in terms of justice, the way that the Romanian justice system is trending is a bit more honorable than what's happening in, let's say, the D.C. courts in the United States.
It's true.
The judges over there don't seem to be very influenced by outside policies. They recently looked at the case file against Andrew and Tristan, and they let them out after months of incarceration. It's not very often that you see 1 or 2 men who are accused of, leading an organized crime ring of human traffickers, and then they get let out and put back out on the street.
Yeah.
You have to ask yourselves, why has that happened?
Right.
Well, it happened because there came a point in time where the judges were actually able to look at the file, and they were saying, and they have said, which is demonstrated by their release, there's a lot of problems with this. And unless there's more, we're not going to hold them in. You don't see that in human trafficking cases ever. That is an indication of innocence. That is an indication of problems with the Romanian case. So you have to ask yourself, well, why haven't they thrown out the case in Romania altogether? If it's weak, and it is weak, we can discuss it and with great particularity. The reason why that hasn't happened is because there is this believe all women captain in soy boy army prosecutor who has a personal vendetta for one reason or another against Andrew and against Tristan. And he's a fairly influential prosecutor. He's got a pretty good career of putting people away before this. And he has targeted Andrew and Tristan, and he won't let up. And what prosecutors do often, even in the Innocence Project related cases, a guy will be in jail for 20 or 30 years for a rape and a murder he did not commit. He'll be exonerated from DNA evidence. He will subsequently sue and get tens of millions of dollars for the decades of life that he lost. The prosecuting office will never even issue an apology.
Of course not. Yeah.
They don't care.
Wow.
They don't care. They don't care about human life. So they have this tunnel vision, and because they're the establishment, because they don't need to apologize, they won't apologize. So what you have with the Romanian prosecutor is something that's very typical. It's tunnel vision. He has a vision, and he believes that he's right, and no one's going to tell him otherwise. It is my hope that the Romanian justice system and the court sees this for what it is, looks at the file based on its merits and facts, and does not listen to this guy, because this guy shouldn't be listened to. This guy's not a good person. He's targeting him, and people need to know about it.
Let me ask you this, because we brought this up on the show multiple times before, defending Andrew and Tristan, and we were there in Romania for a couple of days.
Yeah.
And there was evidence, and you can see even in the rooms, there's camera footage everywhere. There's cameras everywhere.
Yeah.
So if they were doing anything illegal, it'd be on camera. Why don't they show the footage in court?
There is no footage of anything illegal. What you have that's available in footage is these women being free to go.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we
Well,
showed it.
We showed on our podcast. We showed on the CCTV of them like walking out with their bags,
Eating,
up.
shopping, having fun,
Yeah,
laughing.
coming back and forth.
Yeah.
Dancing at a party.
Yeah.
If you're being held captive, then, you can leave just like that.
Yeah.
And then come back. Why come back?
It is an absolute and disgusting defamatory lie.
That's something that a lot of people like overlook. They keep saying, "Oh, well, they have bodyguards," and blah, blah, blah. But if you watch the CTV footage, they walked in and out, no problems. Maybe Georgiana was there to have a guide, but you really think Georgiana would be able to prevent 2 chicks from escaping? Like, come on! Like, all this crap is just bull.
Lie that has caused an untold amount of damage to them, and we're not going to stop until we've cleared their names. Cleared their names in Romania and asserted their interest in their constitutional rights in the United States.
Gotcha.
Wow.
So I think that's an important distinction for the people to know, that this is not a U.S. court of law where the criminal case is being filed. It's a foreign court. I don't know if they have the presumption of innocence before being proven guilty in Romania. Is that the standard of proof? Is it beyond reasonable doubt? Is it completely different? Or?
It's a little bit different. I'm no expert in Romanian law. I consult on the case out there, and we do a great job, but I leave that up to Aline and the team out there. They're fantastic at what they're doing. There are some similarities. There are some differences. One of the differences is the fact that they'll go before a panel of judges and it won't be a jury.
There's no jury trials.
Yeah, it's not going to be a jury like you would have over here.
Okay.
Another difference is perjury is kind of treated differently over there. It's not as serious as it is here.
Oh, wow.
Whereas one of the good distinctions about Romania is what's treated far more serious than in the United States is if you falsely accuse him in court, and we can prove that you falsely accused him in court, then it's your ass.
Okay.
Then you're in trouble. It's like perjury +1 in the United States.
Okay.
So let's talk about that for a minute. Sure. Emma Gabby goes into Romanian court. She files a false complaint and testifies falsely. She falsely accuses Andrew and Tristan in court. Because Romanian law is so strong on some of these accusations, cases formed against them, and they eventually wind up in jail. There are text messages, communications, and video evidence that completely refutes her claims. We just spoke about some of the CCTV footage. When you look at the text messages, you see her, Emma, and Aliona saying, "Hey, we're gonna get Oscars for this. They're gonna give us a golden trophy."
Do you want to pull up on the complaint?
Yeah, we can. Let me see if we can pull it up on the complaint.
Yeah, I remember seeing those texts on WhatsApp, basically go back and forth with her family, and then the girls. And you could see clearly that they were acting to get a response and put Andrew Tristan away.
Yeah. And you said that she, Emma Gabby, testified in court. Do you mean like when she gave her police statement or her statement to DICOT or the police or law enforcement? She gave that, and that's considered like a sworn statement because they haven't been in Romania since, right? They've been gone. I know they went to the French Riviera and
They
partied
were
for a
having
bit.
fun.
You know.
Right. So she gave a written statement.
Okay.
And she spoke to the judges in the court.
Okay, so that's how it goes there.
So since we're talking about DICOT real quick, it's also worthy to note that DICOT is filled with good people. They're getting a bad reputation in the press, but I actually think that DICOT is more honorable than the FBI, far more honorable. They're good people over there who care about the truth and care about justice. They took her allegations very seriously because they're just not accustomed to women coming in their court lying about human trafficking.
Yeah.
Right? So they took it seriously.
Yeah.
But her statements are controverted. They're completely controverted. They're disqualified. They can be impeached in the court of law in a million different ways because she literally says that we're lying. We're going to get awards. We're going to go put on tiers right now. I can't wait to go to London.
Yeah, that's like a really big thing people ignore was all this, everything she was saying. Basically, it was really crazy. Reading those WhatsApp app messages, it's really just crazy just to watch that. Like I can't fathom how people like don't believe this chick's like clearly lying. And usual, it's like, oh, we need context and everything like that, which I agree, context is always good. But what context would clear up? Let's go put on tiers. We should get a movie deal. We're gonna get Oscar nominated, etc., etc. I don't understand.
I can't wait to do this. I can't wait to do that. They lie across different mediums: WhatsApp, text messages, conversations, videos, and there's no truth to what they're saying. So what do we do with that information? We're trying to get the Romanian court to take notice of the fact that Emma's actually the wrongdoer, and the Romanian system is also a victim of her scheme. Now, a lot of this sounds like, oh, okay, she lied in text messages. Maybe it's not that serious. But when you look back at her history, she has a history in the United States, in particular in Florida, of falsely accusing men who she has had sex with. After she can't blackmail them, after she can't say, I'm going to report you, if they don't give in to her demands, she then actually reports them. There have been many men there's one man who's gone to jail because of it. There's another man who had his life ruined because of it. And we have a history here, a modus operandi.
Yeah. Let's see. The guy who went to jail is called Jail John. He and Emma had like a sexual relationship when she was like underage. And I guess in Florida, he gets into this later, but I guess in Florida, even if you unknowingly have sex with someone that's underage, you still get jailed, which I think is bullshit. Like for example, say you meet a girl at a bar, and the bar is supposed to check IDs and everything, and she's drinking, so you make the logical assumption that if she's in a bar, she's drinking alcohol, she's at least 21. And you go and you pick her up, you go have sex with her, and then it turns out, she got a fake ID. She lied about her age, lied to you, and everything like that. You still end up doing serious time. And I think that's bullshit. I think if you completely unknown and you have evidence that you assume that you could reasonably assume that someone is of legal age, then I think it's a good defense to have for, I didn't know she wasn't 21. She was in a bar, she was drinking. Logic would assume that if someone's in a bar and drinking, they're at least 21. And she looked 21. She said she was 21. I assume she was 21. I think it's a perfectly legitimate reason or defense. But this guy's in jail, and apparently, let's see. Yeah, apparently during her or during this whole prosecution, Emma Gabby, as I said, she put a butt plug in herself and was wondering if it would go off through the metal detector. Because she gets off on this shit. She gets off on like ruining guys' lives. Yeah. But then there's M. Fisher, who she accused of abuse, and they're gonna talk about it in a bit, but she made it out to seem like this guy was an illicit drug user, beated her, restrained her, and all that stuff. And then she goes and says, I don't remember saying any of that. That's so fucked up. I'll clear it up. She's just a big manipulator. And M. Fisher is also has filed a lawsuit against her as well, for roughly the same charges: extortion, civil conspiracy, abusive process, and intentional infliction of emotional distress. The guy, it was tweeted, a bit back, but the guy who committed suicide is Dustin Milner. She manipulated him, tugged at his heartstrings, he, basically kind of like manipulated him into falling in love with her. And then let's see, Adam Heinrich, the Tate's or this lawyer's whatever, the Tate's investigator believes that Gabby was the reason for Dustin's committing suicide. She would spend time with him, then disappear, and then return with no explanation, causing him to be angry and depressed and everything like that. But she manipulated and gaslighted him and emotionally abused this Dustin Milner guy, and eventually drove him to commit suicide at some point when he was 35. And then she was, I guess, yet to turn 18. And then and then another guy she deceived is Tyler Hensel. Gabby led him to believe that she was 26 when she was 17 at the time, and then when they had a sexual relationship, she manipulated this guy who's a recovering drug addict and very vulnerable, apparently. But he ended up blocking her completely on every social media and cut ties with her. And then she defamed Joel Friedman. She falsely accused him, and then she accused him of rape allegations. And during this time, Marlon Fresher, the guy who is suing her, confronted Freeman over the rape allegations, and this guy obviously denied it. Freeman said that they had a dating type relationship. They were never intimate, but they shared a passion together. Yeah, those are the men that this chick has gone on to ruin their lives.
History of this woman weaponizing the criminal justice system against men in order to destroy their lives. So you can't just look at this situation in Romania in isolation.
As a one-off.
As a one-off. You got to connect it to her trail of victims.
Yeah.
And when you connect it, you see a 10-year scheme. She thought that she could just continue to do what she was doing in America and go to Romania and do it there, and it was going to be just as inconsequential, right? God would go to jail for the weekend, and maybe that's what happened. That would happen. That would be the end of it. But the whole thing blew up because she went after two men who were not your average Joes.
Yeah. And I think it's very important for the audience to know that what this girl does, guys, is she gets on dating sites, sugar sites especially, where she targets rich, affluent guys, and she hooks up with them, and then she'll disclose them after. Oh, I was young, I was 17, or she'll say, hey, if you don't give me this or that, I'm going to go ahead and go to the police and allege a crime against you of rape or whatever it may be, or sexual assault. And these guys look at it like, okay, I know I didn't do it, but do I want the headache of dealing with this and potentially having my reputation ruined? Because we all know, on this side of the internet especially, if you're accused of a crime like this, whether you're innocent or guilty, your reputation is going to take a significant hit.
Yeah.
No one cares that you were exonerated and that she was lying. They care that you were accused in the first place, and you're always going to carry that title. So what do the guys do? Well, I have the money to pay her off. Leave me alone, and they pay her off. And she's been able to do this successfully for a very long time, especially targeting rich guys. And she used this through sugar sites, Hinge, Bumble, all these dating sites that she's used it with.
And did she have a boyfriend at the time?
So,
at the time when she was in Romania, I think she did actually.
That's crazy, bro.
Yeah.
Well, if we want to pull up page 39 of the complaint.
All right. And while Bill pulls that up, can you give the guys real quick, because we've been jumping around a bit as far as her background, everything else like that. Do we cover the 6 days or what led up to the 6 days? What happened? Just the general facts.
Sure.
Just so the guys know what happened.
So, Emma.
You can hide it for now, Bill. We got it ready though. So after, go ahead, you give the summary, then we'll pull it up.
Sure. Emma meets Tristan on a dating site.
Okay.
Right. So Tristan's like any other dude. He's
Hinge,
in Miami. He's strolling away, and she looks good. And I like you. You like me. He's a good-looking guy. She's like, I like him. They meet up. She comes to a war room event in Miami.
Oh wow, that must have been when they were here with us on the boat.
December of 22, 21.
Yeah.
I got the years mixed up here.
Yeah, December 21. That was when we were here.
Yeah.
I think it was when we did our Avengers pod around that time.
Yep.
I didn't know that. He met her in Miami, physically here.
Physically in Miami.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she preys on guys in Miami.
She's cold-blooded, bro.
Yeah. Cold-blooded. So
okay. So she met him here. I I remember that when they were here. So okay, and then sorry. I didn't mean to-
No, it's okay. Look, it's
That's
like,
crazy.
It's like it could have been you.
Yeah, they knew
Could've
each
been
other.
anybody.
Yeah.
Dude, they known each other for that. I didn't know they knew each other that long. Wow. All right. So okay, so they meet in about the end of 2021.
Right.
Miami.
You know, they talk for a bit online. She represents herself as an affluent, young, aspiring artist. You know,
Of course, typical Miami girl.
Yeah.
I'm a rapper.
Yeah.
I'm a TikToker. I'm an
Yeah,
influencer.
musician. Yeah.
All right, bro.
so she can sing and she can play instruments, right? So at some point, the War Room event is wrapping up. There's a bar, there's a piano, and she starts playing on the piano and singing. Everybody's like, "Oh wow, who's this girl? Very interesting." She presents well. She meets Tristan. One thing leads to another. They hook up, they have fun, and off he goes. You know, back to his life, and he starts to travel again. They talk periodically over the course of that time. She is interested in leaving to Romania because she knows that he's there. He's like, "Look, you can see this in the text messages."
And Romania's not close, guys.
Yeah, it's
No,
far.
it's not close.
You're going out of your way to go out there. So this woman goes out of her way to go see Tristan.
Yeah, and Tristan even like says, "Hey, look, you got a good life. Why do you want to leave? Oh, the politics here are too much. America's too aggravating. There's real opportunity for me in Romania. I can go do this. I can do that." He says, "Okay, you want to come? Come." So she's like, "Okay, can I have your credit card so I can book a flight?" She grabs his card, books herself a business class flight out to Romania, and she's there for a few days. And the first couple of days, everything is fine. And she realizes that she's not the only beautiful girl in town. And
There's many.
Right, there's many. And all of a sudden, she has an axe to grind with him. She tries to exert influence over him like she would do other guys, but he's not easily intimidated. He says, "Hey, listen, you're here, have a good time, everything is all right." She tries to get involved in Andrew's personal business. Please don't get involved in my brother's business. That's not your lane. Stay in your lane. You came here to do something good. Do it. 2 days later, she's accusing him of human trafficking.
Wow.
That is the full scope of what happened. At a party that she danced in, with her friends,
I remember
a
that.
few pizzas, some shopping. That's her
Which
entire
Andrew and
trip.
Tristan weren't even there when they filmed those TikToks.
I've decided I'm gonna probably do a deep dive into all this stuff. Probably make a video and release it. But I'm gonna go through the complaint line by line and everything like that. And they have links to a Google Drive. See if I can pull those up and whatnot. So just be on the lookout for that. We'll finish listening to this interview, but yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna end up doing.
And they said they were being held, and I think they went to the police like the next day after that party and made their accusations on or about April 22nd, if I'm not mistaken, 2022.
Yeah, it's first week of April. She gets there around the 5th. She's gone by like the 11th, I believe, 11th, 12th.
Okay.
At some point,
This
she
is a complaint
realizes-
right here, guys. By the way,
She goes,
So she calls the U.S. Embassy. So she's there at the house, and she calls the U.S. Embassy, or did she call her family first?
but she called her family.
Okay.
And her family should objectively know that she's troubled and has a long and storied history
Yeah.
of pulling crap.
She's run away from them too, plenty of times, right?
Yes. And falsely, there was if you just Google Emma Gabby, go to Facebook and put her name in.
She's been exposed.
Google
On
her.
Twitter too.
Yeah, she'd been exposed. But her first lie was like there was a news report about her in like 2016 or 15. It's like, oh, this girl was kidnapped, and she like ran to Orlando or something. And then there was a subsequent report was like, oh, it was basically just a hoax. Like she was fine. It's still there. You can pull it up. Like she's been lying for a long time. And so you mentioned her boyfriend in Florida. So she reaches out to him, Matt.
So she calls her family and her boyfriend. Yeah.
Right. So he comes in like real hot.
White
Horse.
knight.
Cat,
Riding on a horse.
cat and saber home.
Yeah, literally.
He comes in like, you're being human trafficked. This is what's going on. And she's like dancing with him, like, oh yeah, this is happening. Like it's like a little bit adventurous. Like it's a little bit guilt. Maybe she wants to get money from him. Maybe whatever it is. But he's like, you need to go to the embassy. We need to get the embassy involved. And she realizes that if the embassy gets involved, she may have to go back home, right? And she doesn't want to go back home. She wants to hang out. And then she wants to go to London. This is not somebody who's being human trafficked.
Yeah.
You're being human trafficked. You want to get the hell out of there yesterday, right?
Yeah.
So she literally tells him, please don't do this. I take it all back. Don't get the embassy involved. Don't do this. Don't do that. And if you look at page 39 on the complaints,
Pull it up real fast.
it's paragraph 97.
Right here. I see it in the bold.
Yeah.
Okay. Here, I can grab my glasses. Yeah. Finally, as Gabby becomes fully aware of the ramifications of her actions, she wants Martelli to retract the U.S. Embassy call and then proceeds to accuse Martelli of orchestrating the scheme. And here's the text right here. Martelli, she's a human trafficking victim. Martelli should be entitled to protection. Gabby goes, but she needs to go to London to her family. We bought the tickets. I wish I could take it back. Please, Matt, please do anything. I'll do anything to take it back. Martelli goes, yes, they'll evaluate her. Gabby goes, I'm so sad you're doing this. And she's referring, guys, to Aliona, the other girl, the other girl who was with Andrew at the time, the Moldovan dancer that lives in the UK.
Right.
Wow.
Right. And if you scroll up,
Straight from her phone, guys. And this is probably done via, I'm assuming through WhatsApp, right?
these
messages?
WhatsApp messages.
Yeah.
And at the top of that page, you see some other messages.
Uh-huh.
And he's like, yeah, I called. And she's like, goodbye, Matt. I just wanted to go to London. Like, it's only me and the other girl who wanted to leave. And she's clearly
Yeah, I see it here.
not in a state of duress. She's
Yep.
clearly not being human trafficked.
Yeah.
So she overcommits. She realizes that the consequences of her actions.
Yeah.
And instead of just backing people up and saying, hey, look, this has gone too far. This is not what it seems. Once the authorities get involved, she commits. She doubles and she triples down.
Yeah.
So it's consciousness of guilt.
Yeah.
This is her straight up admitting, this is not what I said it was. I should probably just
kills it in the water right here.
Right here.
And these are her messages from her phone to her boyfriend, because this is what probably went down. And please correct me, because you actually had access to the messages and you wrote this complaint. She tells her boyfriend, I'm in Romania. I'm being held against my will, to absolve herself of responsibility of cheating on her boyfriend.
Boom.
Right? And then he's like, because if he told her, she had told him straight up, oh yeah, I bought business class tickets and I came out here to see Tristan and fuck him. That wouldn't sound so good, would it? So instead, she's like, I'm being held here against my will, so that she gets him on her side. He reacts, right? Oh my God, my girl's in danger. She's being held. We need to call the embassy, blah, blah, blah. And then once she realizes that there's no turning back, once you involve the U.S. Embassy and the government and the police are going to come, etc., she's like, no, please don't do that. And then once the police actually do get involved, she switches her story back up again. Is that what it was? The context? She basically comes in on the frame, am I being held against to absolve herself of being a cheater?
I'm sorry, bro. If my girl's going to Romania of all places randomly, why did she tell me to go there? I want to know what she's saying because, bro, that's thousands of miles. Bro, what the hell?
What did she say in the beginning, I guess?
I mean, I don't know what she said, what her excuse was in terms of why she went there. We didn't get those messages yet. But if you go up to page 36, right, just scroll up a few pages to paragraph 91, she's actively trying to talk him out of it again.
Mm-hmm.
And
pull it up, Bills, please.
Yo, this is wild, bro. I didn't
paragraph 91, right?
Yeah, if you see Martelli, it says that say I'm an American and I'm in danger.
Martelli, apparently in love or infatuated with Gabby, then starts contacting government friends that eventually puts the United States Embassy in Bucharest on alert of Emma. Gabby's allegations that Gabby and Aliona Untila were being human trafficked by the Tate brothers. Martelli does this despite the fact Gabby tries to talk Martelli out of calling the U.S. Embassy as demonstrated in the below. And then there's a message right there.
And if you look, underline, don't make any calls, please. I just want to go to London.
LOL. Bro, what the heck?
Yeah, bro. I want to go to London, LOL. Bro, this is scary stuff, man.
She ruined two guys' lives, or tried to ruin it.
Because number one, she didn't want to admit to her boyfriend that she was cheating on him.
Yeah.
And then number two, she wanted to go to London.
She's a serial cheater.
Yeah.
For sure. She's a serial extortionist. She's a serial liar. If you go up to let's see.
And I want the audience to also understand this kills it dead in the water because you guys remember all of these charges pretty much stem from this.
Yes.
What you guys are seeing right here. These accusations that she's making are what generated all of this in the first place. It's why the search was done. It's why the house was raided. It's why they were arrested later on in the year. It comes from this.
Yeah, it's also exactly like the whole reason this happened was due to this. So literally everything comes down to this. And if you can't even trust the accuser's word, like who can you fucking trust? Like this is just ridiculous. Like if you can't even take the word of the person making the accusation, then like what the hell? What are you gonna like? How can you have an actual case? How the hell is this case still going on? Is like the best question. And they talk about it. I can't remember if they did it already or before. There's the prosecutors, I believe all women type dude, and everything. So, but yeah, it's just crazy. Like all these, all these messages. Like again, I'm going to go through this complaint line by line. I think it's very important. I'll probably record it on one of my days off, and then have the video and have the video go out. But yeah, this is just insane.
And you can see actively she's trying to withdraw the statement. Like, no, don't tell the U.S. Embassy.
And they also use videos out of context to add to this agenda as well.
They sure do. And
wow,
the exhibits in the Florida case right now are under seal. Their lawyer is trying to prevent the public from seeing what's actually in these exhibits. Most of the exhibits.
Oh, her lawyer.
Yeah, her American lawyer.
Okay, her American lawyer that's defending her in a defamation case doesn't want your guys' evidence out there.
No, she doesn't. It's horrible.
Yeah.
I mean,
can't you fight that? Like, say, hey,
we're fighting it right. We're fighting it, and we're going to win. We have evidence of her as a sex worker. We have evidence of her targeting guys. We have exit of. I mean, you name it, it is there. It is a worst case scenario in terms of who she is morally and who she is as a criminal, and this is why they're trying to bury it. But if you just go up to page 34, right,
sure.
And you see where it says paragraph 86. You just scroll right above that real quick.
Yep.
And it says, I'm talking to my friend about it now. She's saying you should try to get money from Andrew. They're talking about how to get money from Andrew before they bounce to London. And then if you just scroll down below that, paragraph 86, it says cover tracks. Always.
Oh, my God.
I'm going to pull some tears out. I mean, do you see this? These are messages.
Oh, my God.
You scroll down to the next page.
This is evil, man.
Page 35, right above paragraph 88. We're going to write a movie ASAP. Let's email Netflix, Hulu, Amazon Prime. I'm dying inside. I'm laughing. They're just like, look, we're going to destroy these guys' lives. We're going to become famous. No one is going to believe that these guys are not guilty. And then we're going to have a Netflix series about it.
Wow.
So this is dead in the water on 55 different occasions.
This makes me mad, bro.
Yeah.
It should make you
This
mad.
could happen to anybody. Dude, bro, we could have met this chick.
People are.
She's from Miami.
Bro. That's what I'm saying.
Like, we could have met this chick.
Because people are saying, oh, they're guilty. But if it was your brother, your father, you won't be laughing or saying that at all.
Yeah.
And this is malicious, man. This is like intentionally being evil. It's pure evil. Damn, bro.
Yeah, it is pure evil. And so she's into like some wild stuff. And I want to be careful about what I'm saying about her. I would encourage everybody to, and I'll make it available to you guys, and maybe we can put it up at some point. We have a link to the complaint, to read the complaint and to read the statement of facts. Anybody who reads the statement of facts, especially if you're a Tate detractor.
She's into, guys, is BDSM, like hardcore BDSM. She likes being choked, like calling people daddy, all that stuff. Like, and it's kind of the reason I think she's into it is because then she'll get bruises and then she'll be able to have a better way to accuse people, whatnot. So that's what he doesn't want to say. But yeah. Anyway, yeah, that's what he wants to say, but doesn't want to say.
If you hate Andrew and Tristan Tate, if you think that they are guilty as hell, you should read this. You should think about the evidence that's clearly.
Destiny. Destiny should be reading this. Should read this complaint. He won't do it.
Presented in the complaint, and then ask yourself at the end of that process, can I really say with any reasonable degree of certainty, with a reasonable mind, that they are guilty?
Look, I just read through it. Yeah, no, like if you're a reasonable person, there's no way in hell you can go through this complaint and not be like, this chick's bullshit. She's bullshit. Like, there's no way you can do that.
They are not. And when you look at the body count that she has and how many guys' lives that she's destroyed, you're going to see somebody who is beyond the pale in terms of a predator. She's a sexual serial predator who preys on men who destroys their lives. If you go to page 20, at the top of page 20, there's a man who's in jail. And I'm not going to say his name because it's the subject of another Florida case.
Yeah.
But the man is in jail. And Emma, before she was 18, had this scheme where she would go on these dating sites, say she was 22, she was 24, she had fake ID, she would go to bars, go out on dates. You have no reason to suspect that she was
herself to be of age.
That's right. And then she would say, oh, by the way, remember that, I want you to do this, I want you to do that, you don't do it. I'm underage. I'm underage. I've been having sex with you for a year. Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
Right? Oh, if you don't do what I want you to do right now, I'm going to report you for statutory rape. In Florida, all they got to do is breathe that in the court and you're going to get smoked. You're going to go down. Fine.
Not knowing of age is not a defense in the state of Florida, guys. So in other words, if a chick is underage and you hook up with her and you was like, I met her at a bar, I thought she was 21.
Yeah. So this is what I was talking about earlier. I think that's complete bullshit. I think if you legitimately didn't know someone was underage, that should be a legitimate defense if you can prove it. Again, if you can prove it. If you can't prove it, then you're fucked. But but no, it's not. It's not, and it kind of irritates me, honestly. I mean, what can you do? Again, obviously, someone could lie, like, oh, I didn't know, and then they're lying. Of course they could lie, but like, if you could legitimately show, this is why I thought she was, of age. We met at a bar. She was drinking, etc., etc. I feel, that seems like a valid, defense to me. Like, I mean, I don't know about anyone else, but that seems like a valid, excuse, really. Like, hey, look, she was literally in the bar with me. I assumed that she was, all up in my grill. I assumed she was of age. Like, I mean, who wouldn't think she was of age? Like, honestly. Anyways.
She told me she was 21, and you have all this proof. It doesn't matter. That is not a legal defense to statutory rape.
That's right.
In Florida.
There is one guy, and there were probably others, but there was one guy, he's incarcerated right now. He got like a 26-year sentence. Now, this guy was way older than her, and she was on the younger side at that time.
35.
But she still lied to him about her age. Maybe he knew, maybe he should have known, I don't know, right? But he's in jail. What is relevant about it is that she did not tell the court, the police, the prosecutors, that she lied to him about his age before they had sex. And while that's not a defense in Florida, it would be relevant for sentencing. It's a difference if you've knowingly did it for purposes of sentencing and did not know it. So that could have took what's now a 26-year sentence, and maybe it would have been a 10-year sentence or 5-year sentence. Who knows, right? But she's with this guy Marlon, and Marlon Fisher has sued her right now in court in Palm Beach. He's the guy who I told you about. She's having a conversation about him. Marlon finds out that she's underage. He starts digging into her life and finds out that she's destroyed all these people's lives.
Yep.
He finds out that there's this guy in jail, sitting in jail, unjustly for too long of a time. He tells her, look, you should tell the police about the truth. That way, you can clear this up in. She threatens him. She threatens to have him locked up, and he drops it because he's just like, look, I can't deal with this right now. At some other point, she's talking about going to meet the prosecutor.
For the other case, that's putting another guy in jail.
For the other case. If
Yeah.
if you just go up to 19.
Okay.
So Marlon's confronting her, and if you see the highlighted portion,
This is
right,
page 19 right here.
yeah,
Okay.
if
Right.
you choose that one.
Okay. She goes, if you choose to blackmail me, I'd have no choice except to be honest with the world about what you've done to me, why, and you would have to suffer the repercussions of the truth among several men that are attributing to my problems of behavior, of whom I also have evidence for. And then he goes, I hear your points, and I'm not manipulating you to do anything. You could do something to prevent me if this were blackmail. There's nothing you can do. I hoped you would bail John based on E. Gabby's allegations. So this woman gets sexual satisfaction from wrongfully putting a man in jail with lies, and she's asking her current lover if the butt plug in her anus is going to go off. Like, bro, this is fucking sick.
It's next level sick. So at some point things go.
Bro,
This is wild.
This is worse than a scary movie, bro.
Bro, going to meet with the prosecutor who's going to ruin this man's life. She's going to lie under oath, by the way, meeting with this prosecutor as a witness in the case. And she gets off to putting this innocent guy in jail.
Wow.
So, wow. Marlon, the guy who's telling him to clear it up.
Yeah.
Shortly thereafter, the guy, Emma says, I want you to go to a concert with me. Marlon's like, I got to work. Can't do this. I need to be left alone. So she says, well, if you don't do what I want you to do, I will accuse you of rape and domestic violence in court. She files a false report against him in Palm Beach court. He's got to go in. He's like, look, I'm done with you. You lied to Palm Beach County Court like you did about this other guy. I'm not dealing with this anymore. And she issues like this long statement to him in a series of text messages where she admits to lying, and she says, look, I'm going to clear this up. So if you just go to page 20 right there, and where it says M. Fisher, he's talking about, these are all the false things that you said about me in court.
Okay.
Right?
Hey, guys, just so you know, we're going to read the chats, and we're going to read the rant after this. We just want to make sure we get it all out there. So if we answer one of your questions throughout the course, it'll be answered. And then, obviously we'll open up for Q&A at the end. So, okay, sorry. So this is page 20 here, you said?
Yeah, and I mean, in terms of pulling this complaint apart, I think this is like the last paragraph that you should read.
Okay.
But write down until the quotes are done into the next page.
Okay, I will. Here, let me throw. I can read it.
So this is Fisher saying, you falsely accused me, and you constructed and masterminded a completely false narrative under me. This is a year before she accuses Andrew and Tristan. So see what this guy says and how she responds.
So he goes, the things I remember being on it were that I was a heavy user of illicit drugs, would beat you when you tried to leave, restrained you from leaving, or calling the cops, often left you on the side of the highway if you said anything to upset me, and that I had been stalking you and showing up places that I knew you would be after you anything. So he's reading her complaint that she had given to the police,
Right.
which wasn't true.
Right.
This is
Now,
what she told him.
now, next page, what does she say?
And she responds, that's so fucked up that I wrote that. I'm going to clear this up. Are you fucking kidding me?
Keep reading, get to the bottom, watch.
Not to defend any of this, but to clarify, I promise I never said you were a user of drugs. You weren't the one writing it? Fisher responds. And she goes, the things I were definitely rewarded, the things, I think she meant to write here, but I'll read it verbatim. The things I were definitely rewarded and exaggerated. They asked me of events, and then they reworded my words in the official injunction document. I was brought in to speak to two lawyers, the legal aide who had just finished law school that was defending me and her colleague who was training her. Then she goes, I'm incredibly sorry that what I said encapsulated a completely false narrative, especially that paints you as a terrible person because you aren't. You never deserve to be treated that way.
I mean, if anybody
Yeah, no clue, man.
Stress enough. I don't know how much you need the whole facts,
Bro.
on these girls.
totally innocent, and there's a trick.
Yeah, I'm skipping this part because I'm going to read the complaint in full. So there's no reason to listen to this because you're just going to hear it if you watch this video, or you can just go to the original video and watch it if you
trail of
want.
bodies, including a guy who killed himself.
Yeah.
Pursuant to their interactions with this woman, and that is the truth is all right here. All you gotta do is
and
read
this is
about it.
directly from her phone. Like that, guys, these are messages that she personally sent herself. This is from her phone. So it's
Yo,
like,
I can't stress enough how much you need the whole facts,
Bro.
on these girls, bro. Because
This is
dude,
crazy.
that is crazy. Like, I'm pretty sure if Andrew Tristan knew that, they'd never bring
Yeah,
the Romania.
yeah.
But they didn't know.
yeah,
No, they had no clue.
yeah, no clue, man.
Okay, guys, new rule. A girl on a date with you, Google her name, bro. Yeah, facts, you have to,
Yeah,
bro.
that's crazy, man.
That's wild.
Real quick, we're gonna kill the Twitch, Twitter, Facebook. Guys, come on over to YouTube and Rumble.
Some chats real quick.
Yeah, I'm gonna hit the chats. So guys, go ahead, come on over to YouTube and Rumble, rumble.com/freshandfit. Also on YouTube. And do me a favor, guys, like the video, man, so this can go up in the algorithm,
Yeah.
so more people can see this.
This can save a life, many lives.
This is really crazy. I was pretty well versed in the case, but I didn't know all some of these details, and also I didn't know she'd only been there for 6 days.
And for all the male haters of Andrew Tristan, if this was you in this case,
Bruh.
you want somebody to defend you as well.
Yeah.
I guarantee that.
Yeah.
So it's like,
I wouldn't wish this upon my worst enemy, bro.
nah, bro.
I wouldn't wish this upon my worst enemy.
Wallahi.
Yeah. Let's go ahead and hit some of these chats real fast because I know you guys probably have some questions.
We need an app called The Whole Facts, actually.
Yeah. Are we on YouTube and Rumble only?
Something, bro.
Yeah. Let's kill the other streams. Yeah. All right. YouTube on Rumble only. So guys, go ahead and get your rants in. fnfsuperchat.com. So you can go ahead and if you want to ask a question on the show, or get a Rumble rant in. So let's go ahead and go to it.
This is disturbing, bro.
Yeah, dude, this is wild.
I'm not gonna lie.
The fact that she even says, "Oh yeah, I didn't mean for it to come out that way," sounded exaggerating. Like, bro, what the hell, man?
She knows what she's doing, bro.
What does Joe think of recent sentencing of Proud Boys leader to 15 to 20 years? Since I know he represented a lot of J6 defenders.
All right, everyone. So here we are. They just go over supporter questions at this point, so I'm not gonna have that because you want to hear the questions. Go ahead and check out the original video. The link is in the description, both Rumble and the YouTubes. Yeah, I'm going to definitely probably just read the complaint in full for everyone to see because it's wild. It's wild. This chick is fucking crazy. I can't remember when he says this, but at some point he talks about how the Romanian government, I think he says it in the beginning, I may have missed it or skipped it, but he was talking about how that perjury isn't taken as seriously in Romania as in the U.S., or the U.S. takes it fairly seriously, but also in Romania. This is just, I remember listening to this and I wanted to get, have my comment on it. But yeah, Romania it's not, but if you knowingly accuse or make a false statement against someone, then it'll cause you trouble with the government in Romania. Like, you can get in trouble. I remember hearing that. I was like, perjury isn't really taken that seriously in the U.S. I mean, when's the last time you've seen someone get convicted of perjury? It's been a while. Perjury isn't really taken that seriously in the U.S. And in my opinion, Romania takes perjury far more seriously than it does than the U.S. I just remember listening to that again, thinking that I wanted to make my comment on that before I finish it out. But yeah, that's it. That's everything you need to know about the interview with the Tate brothers' lawyer, Joe McBride. I encourage you to obviously go and watch the full video. I didn't really make much comments because there wasn't much comments to make. So, but to still provide support for Fresh and Fit. They do great work. Yeah, this Emma chick's fucking crazy. It's like, if you read through some of the shit she did, she is dangerous. She is very dangerous to have in your life. But yeah, check out, at least, at the very least, go to the Fresh and Fit channel and like the video that they did. Give them a follow if you want. But first off, follow me. I'm far more important than Fresh and Fit in my own mind, because I am a narcissist. But yeah, I'm definitely going to go over. I've decided I'm going to go over the complaint, read it in full. I'll either do it a live stream maybe this weekend, or just do a video of it and post it up. Yesterday, I did have a video on Rumble. I am stupid when I do it, and I post it and I upload it instead of the video itself. I uploaded the video I use for because when you live stream on Rumble and you schedule it, you can either not do a placement video or do a placement video. I put my own placement video in place, and I've been uploading that instead of the actual video because I'm a moron and I'm used to doing live streams instead of uploading videos on Rumble. So I uploaded it last night once I realized my mistake. So check that video out. I talked about, what did I talk about? I talk about New Mexico governor violates the Constitution. Loudoun County dad pardon. California wants your kids, and more. So make sure you check that video out too. Give it a like and a follow, or give it a like. I'm a fucking idiot, and I'm kicking myself now because it was a really good video, in my opinion. All right. So make sure you follow me at official W Ghost on X, so you can see, whenever I go live and everything. Make sure you give my Rumble channel and YouTube channel a like and subscription or a follow, and my Gaming with Ghost channel as well. Follow me there. All those descriptions are below, or all those links are below in the description, for at least for Rumble. On YouTube, probably should do it on YouTube too, but I don't really care too much about my YouTube. I care about the Rumble because I seem to get more shit on Rumble. But yeah, follow me there. But make sure you like this video and follow me and all that good stuff. I keep saying follow me because I really need it. I need 2 more people to get a unique code on my Gaming with Ghost channel. So, check me out there and follow me there. In a couple weeks, the new Assassin's Creed game is coming out. So be on the lookout for that. I will be playing that and live streaming that. And then afterwards, the new Spider-Man game will be coming out, and I will be playing that. So you can follow me and watch me play that. But yeah, I hope you all guys have a good day. Check me out, and yeah, see you later. Oh my God, I messed up.